Hello world, good day and good game to you all. It happened again. The patch notes left out some details like new emotes, spawn animations and other surprises. The first thing that jumps right at you, new items in the shop. Right after the update, some emotes popped up in the shop, but you were not able to claim those. One of them was the fantastic performance with a guitar and a lot of fire. This is a really nice group emote, so you can join and play a tune together. Another thing we noticed right after the update is the Pasionate cheer emote. Maybe this is meant as a fan who cheers at the guitar hero. We also got new skins. One is CRESENT style, which is a head and body skin with a hairstyle and leather jacket worn by the indie band of Albion. Yes, Albion has an indie band that is named CRESENT, and we get skins and emotes for those. Unfortunately, a tragic accident caused the band to split up. The hype about the band of Albion goes on with the signature move as a spawn animation, and we will be able to change the UI in the style of CRESENT and the name card too. And maybe the new makeup for Serena is also part of this indie band, which looks kind of cold grey and a bit enigmatic. Also, there are new player titles that you can get. One is Breakthrough Making, which is a prefix. The other one is Pioneer, a suffix. And same as last time, if you know where to find them, then please let me know. Some animations and sounds have changed too, for example the drop sound or animation of the spoils box, but there is another change worth mentioning. In this update they lowered the effect of dynamic motion and the community is not happy. If you want to see a before and after video of the Jiggle, then there's a link for you in the description. I looked in the options if there is an ultra or cinematic setting now instead, but no, the Jiggle got nerfed. And the one change some people were waiting for. When the drop rate is low and it does not drop for me in 100 runs, then I usually cry myself to sleep. But those nights are over. The spoil box can be a target reward now, which means that you have the chance for a guaranteed drop after roughly 33 runs. But not only spoil box can be a target reward now, any box that lets you choose a reward can be a target now. Currently we only have the spoil box and sometimes boxes from events, but whenever a new box with rewards comes around, then look if you can add the new one to the list. But there's one thing that I do not like about the target reward, and I would call it a bug with the target reward. There are two commander in the end of Sigma and both have a chance of 5% to drop the spoil box. Doesn't that make it 10% in total? So why does the percentage only goes up by 3% or less with each Sigma run? For example, when you infiltrate an outpost as Sharon, infiltrating just one tower and destroying the others gives 3% for the target reward. Infiltrating two towers and destroying the other gives 11% for the target reward. And infiltrating all towers gives 20%. We are killing two commander in Sigma, so please give us something close to 10% for the target reward. And here's another little rant. You can register the spoil box to one of the two areas in Sigma sector, but the party finder may send you to the other location. And that doesn't sound right. Enough of the boxes, let's look at the other stuff. And if you have the game installed on your PC, then you may have noticed that there are a few more files in the game now. Take a look at your game directory, it has a couple of new things. In the files we can find that there are a couple of options hidden which can only be used when starting the game. You may know those command lines options from other games, and here are some that the First Descendant is using. There is the option to clear the PSO driver cache. Normally you want PSO caching, but if you experience some graphical issues like stuttering or if your game is crashing often, then kicking this shader cache in the butt may help. But don't make it your default just from time to bring out the trash. When you still have some stuttering, then removing the time limit may help too. This makes starting the game or loading into levels slower, but can result in less stutter later on. But same as before, do not use this option all the time. And if you think that the PSO has bigger issues, then deactivating the batch modes just once for a quick test can tell you if it's the game's fault or not. There are many more options for debugging purposes, but they are less interesting and less helpful for us. Using the toy service, for example, is something that only a developer helps. You can find more examples in the directory of the game, but be careful when using them. Those were some of the changes that were not mentioned for this little hotfix. If I find more, then I will put them on X again. Look out for my TFD stuff there, especially when today's hotfix again has some crazy secret updates. And today I learned this little fun fact. Did you know that you can have only 100 friends and block only 100 people? Well, I did not know that because I do not have that much friends at the end of the month. Still, good to know, especially if you're a social butterfly or a serial blocker. Well then, time for me to double check all those missions and look for more changes. Until then, have a great one, good luck, goodbye.